Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another exciting installment of a Spunky-sponsored $500 playoff challenge. I've done a number of these on the channel before. Channel supporter Spunky puts up $500 for me to challenge a deck expert with their own weapon of choice against whatever deck Spunky wants to see me play in that particular outing, and we get $100 per match and play 5 matches. Today I'm playing against Death and Taxes expert David Lance, aka StaticGripped. He is a Eternal Weekend Vintage champion, tons of legacy top 8s and wins on the board. Not a huge moto grinder. You might not recognize the name from the league trophy standings, but if you look at premier events and special events and the Star City series, Energy series, anywhere he shows up, he tends to win. He's also a regional local to me. I'm in Western Pennsylvania and he's based in Ohio, so we overlap at all the same IRL legacy tournaments. I don't know if he knows this, but he was a huge impetus to all of the advances I made with Bant, with Life from the Loam, the Fourth Color, Guild of the Dead. All of those things were because straight Bant, I could just not take wins off of David in real life with. And I'll also like to point out that his Eternal Weekend Vintage win defeated me in the finals. So I believe I am pretty deeply negative lifetime in matchups versus David, both online and in paper. Today I'm not playing Bant though. I am playing Grixis. Spunky's been really into Grixis lately, trying to find the secret sauce. I did a Grixis playoff the last playoff I did, I was playing Grixis, and it was a kind of rudimentary list based on where we are now. I had 4 Hidetsugu Consumes All, which is the reason that Grixis is back on the map. This card does a lot that the deck needed to do, but people are starting to figure out that you don't just jam 4 Hidetsugu Consumes All and protect the queen. This is a tool, not a plan. That's why there's 2 in the main, 1 in the sideboard, compared to the 4 that I've had in the main in previous builds. A lot of this list is influenced off of Ozymandias, Matthew Vuk's list that he's been working on. Matthew has 2 Days Undoing, which I really like. That helps give you closing power. Matthew had less than 4 consumes. I think he had 3. I'm down to 2 with 1 in the sideboard. It's just the matchups where it's not good, it's really not good, but you do want access to the tool. Dress Down is from him. 3 Bolts are from him. 3 Sudden Edicts are from him. Those are all Matt Vuk, and 21 lands, also him. A lot of the lists I see only have 20. The Snapcaster Mage is a direction I want to start pushing in, because without 4 consumes constantly exiling your graveyard, Snapcaster Mage starts becoming a reason to be Grixis. Just reuse all your sweet spells over again. Kolaghan's Command was a format-defining interaction of Kolaghan's Command, pick up your Snapcaster Mage, Snapcaster Kolaghan's Command, picking up another Snapcaster Mage. Like, that was a thing that really defined Legacy for a long time. As always with these challenges, I have tried to present a deck that I think is good in the metagame, and we'll see how it lines up. I did not target Death and Taxes specifically. There are 4 Red Blasts in my sideboard, and 2 Ruinations, all of which would be Dread of Knights and Plague Engineers if I targeted this matchup, which I did not do. But if you really want to beat Death and Taxes, Grixis does have access to Dread of Night. That's a 1 mana enchantment for a black. White creatures get -1/-1. Absolute house. You could play a couple of those if Death and Taxes is terrorizing your local meta. But I think Consumes All will do a lot of that work, because breaking up Mother of Runes so your removal spells start sticking was a big part of what Dread of Night was doing in the matchup. And now we have Consume to do that. Consume also sweeps up Aether Vial. The D&T lists these days are playing Urza Saga. That's become pretty stock. So mopping up constructs. There's a lot of work to be done here. Even though they don't use their graveyard, and they're probably not worried about a 3/3 creature, but the sweeper mode, which is the best mode on this card, is very relevant to the matchup. I have not played this matchup. I might have run into it in a league here or there. I don't actually remember, but I have not put any serious testing into the matchup. Neither has David. I know that he mentioned he hasn't really played against Consumes All yet, hasn't done the testing against that one. We're both going to be figuring out how to work games around this card at the same time. In the sideboard, I'm probably looking at Meltdown just as another way to control Saga. Plague Engineer, obviously great against the X1 creature deck. Turok Dread Cantor is spunky tech. That's actually for Bant and Jeskai because their removal is all white, but it's definitely coming in against the mono white deck too. Into that. And Ruination's in here. If over the course of these 10 to 15 games, I realize that I'm losing to Caracas a lot, or Rishadan Port is taking over mid games, like Ruination's there. It is a tool. There's a lot of basic planes in the deck, but there's a lot of non-basics as well. But this looks like pretty straight up plan here of kill their creatures and try to pull ahead. Days Undoing is the only way I really have to slam a door closed. Otherwise, we're going to be working hard with Jace and Snapcaster Mage to get 20 damage across the board or exile the deck. The deck has 6 basics in it. That's a lot. That's really good against their Wasteland plan. As long as I get my mana under me and feel like I'm playing the game, I feel like I have a chance. If I just get like Wasteland, Rishadan Port, Thaliad out and never cast a spell, that's one way they can win. The other way is get Yorion looping in the late game with Caracas and Aethervial. That engine is really tough to break up. So I kind of have to split the difference of not get cheesed out in the early game and then not get ground out in the late game. And it's my job to exist in the middle zone in this matchup. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's talk to David and then play these games. Welcome to this $500 matchup challenge, Grixis versus Death and Taxes. I am Brian Koval, aka BoshNRoll. You're here on my channel, you know who I am. But I'm here with David Lance. What's up, David?
Happy to be playing here. StaticGripped online, but I live in the Columbus area, so run into Brian a fair amount due to a lot of cross-legacy tournaments. Recently, I got top 4 in the SCG Indie Team event, so Death and Taxes has been treating me well over the last 6 years. So really excited to play this out and see how it goes.
Yeah, right before I jumped on this call to do this chat, I did like my solo deck tech, and I talked about how we run into each other all the time. You, on the way to becoming a Vintage World Champion, you defeated me in the top 4, and then your finals opponent got disqualified after the event. So our match ended up being the finals, effectively. So
yes,
you have a painting, blocked me from getting my second, but power to you. I was also talking about how, due to our matches locally, a lot of innovation came out of the Bant shell, because Bant, like traditional 3-color Bant, just cannot beat Yorion Taxes. It's you can't beat Caracas Vial on 5 in the late game. It's just not happening. The Life from the Loam, the Wasteland, the Field of the Dead, like all that stuff came from, at least indirectly, from battling you and realizing how hopeless it was. You're responsible for a lot of Bant innovation, whether you knew that or not.
I appreciate it. That's definitely been my impression of the same thing, which I think we'll go over in like this matchup as well. There's a lot of Taxes is answerable threats. So when I'm looking at this deck list, for Grixis, I'm not seeing the like Shark Typhoons that I worry about from like the Jeskai variants that do Days Undoing stuff, where they have this threat that they can put on the board that is very hard to answer.
Right.
Where in this matchup you have this 3/3 that shows up, or like the singular Jace is the more difficult sticky type threat, and even that is a thing that you have good solutions for since the printing of Skyclave. I think has changed a huge approach to Taxes in relation to a lot of the format.
Yeah, and just to confirm for the viewers, he's talking about the specifics of my list. That's because we exchanged lists. We signed off on each other to make sure we didn't metagame. He checked that there wasn't 4 Dread of Nights in my sideboard. Wasn't going to get away with that one. That's always the first comment. Someone's like, oh yeah, you can beat Death and Taxes if you try. Well, I'm not really trying. I feel like my deck is a fair shot at the metagame, and I feel like yours is too. But yeah, going back to like 2018 Legacy when Grixis Control was the deck. It was the best deck. Just the wall of removal, the powerful Planeswalkers, the Baleful Strixes, Death and Taxes. It was the nightmare matchup because there was just so much removal. They were actually playing Dread of Knights because Death and Taxes was a real deck in the metagame at that time too. And Grixis is still evolving, but I think if people are working on this deck, it's going to land on Dread of Night territory eventually. But we're not there yet. But at that time, Yorion didn't exist. Urza Saga didn't exist. Skyclave Apparition didn't exist. A lot's happened in the last couple of years to throw a wrench in the old plan.
Yeah, the other thing that I make an observation of is current developments of Legacy is the mana restrictions are way more imposing. So in that time period, Grixis was playing Hymn to Tarak, which was a great way to, even if you had a stable game plan, to just throw it out the window very quickly. And
Right.
that sort of thing doesn't happen in the same way because of Delver's pressure on people's mana stability. Or at least that's how I view it. And a lot of what I look at in current Legacy is how people construct their mana bases.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big believer in basic lands. I'm a believer in just let me hit my first 3 or 4 land drops and then we can play. I'm going to worry about everything else after that. Like, I'll take 9 from a Delver to like ponder into my lands to make sure I'm out of Daze range, then out of Flusterstorm range, and then I'll answer Delver. That's just like kind of how I approach the format. And the Grixis mana base, in order to support Ruination and these sideboard things and to get stable against Delver, you're never casting Hymn to Tarak on turn 2. That would require a rebuild, and that was a fundamental card of the old Grixis deck.
Yeah, and it's like interesting that a lot of the things that they were trying to approach then have like really shifted out of focus. Like we've seen a little resurgence in Ant. Ant was a predominant player at the time, and we started seeing a resurgence now of people playing Ant again, which was to me the natural predator of it because Piff was so good against Hymn to Tarak approaches, which was a corner of the format that we're not seeing as much anymore because of just a variety of features.
Well, we have something kind of like Past in Flames, which is Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. I have on camera Hymn to Tarak an opponent on turn 2, and they discarded Uro and another card, and they just escaped it naturally on turn 4. And it just made me want to light the deck on fire. So Hymn to Tarak is a bit of a liability right now. Is there any like thoughts that you really want to share before we jump in?
The Torok is sweet, and I'm scared, but less scared than because of actually a fair number of solutions for the card, which is cool.
Yeah, Caracas being one of them. Like, it's not really a card you want to bounce over and over again, but it also, it's not just going to go coast to coast against you most of the time. And yeah, that is a sweet one. It's not for Death and Taxes, it's for Jeskai, but I'm definitely bringing it in. I'll give you that information for free. Yeah,
I will be scared. I will worry about it, but we'll play around it. It'll be fun.
All right, sweet. Anything else you want to say? I will have your social media information in the links if you want to share that below the video. And you do not make content yourself, so unfortunately we won't have your side of the matches. Normally I can link to the other side, but I wanted to play against David for this, and he's just not a content creator, so everyone can deal with it and just enjoy my side of the matchups.
Yeah, happy to contribute where I can. But let's play Magic.
All right, let's go do it. I am on the play in round 1 against StaticGripped in the Yorion Death and Taxes versus Grixis challenge, and have a heartbreaker here. This is the entire top end that you don't want to see in your opening hand. All right, that's more like it. I'm going to keep this one and send... It's actually kind of interesting because Iteration on turn 3 is kind of where you want to cast that card, but I might need to consume on turn 3, but this hand doesn't currently address Thalia at all. Yeah, I'm going to send Iteration to the bottom. If I wasn't playing against a Thalia deck, then I would consider keeping that and just making it my turn 3 plan, but I don't think I get to do that here. And the 2 Brainstorms can help smooth things out along the way. All right, no basic lands yet. Disappointing. There is 1 Thoughtseize in my deck, which is the only reason I would really want to Brainstorm now. I guess I could Brainstorm now and then also Ponder now if things don't work out. All right, lots of lands. I'm good over there now. You can put Basic Island back into the deck, and Didn't have Aether Vial or Mother of Runes, so I'm actually going to tuck this Consume for now, and I can circle back to that later. And now that I'm already exposed to Wasteland, let's just lean in and get this Ponder on the stack. I also want to use these before Spirit of the Labyrinth goes live. All right, my mana's set up. I got cards to cast here. Kolaghan's Command was one of the cards. We were having some connectivity troubles in the pregame chat, so we lost a little bit of information that I would have otherwise liked to talk about. But the Kolaghan's Command back in the 2018 version of Grixis versus D&T was like the defining thing. All right, we got. I have to K command here because I have to take out the Stoneforge Mystic. How many removal spells are in my deck? All right, let's talk about this for a second. I have 3 Bolt, 2 Push, and 3 Sudden Edict. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits in the deck. If I miss, it's basically over. I could K command, take out Stoneforge Mystic, make a discard right now, just take my 2 for 1. I really don't want to do that, but I think I have to. Yeah, I don't get to be cute about this. I'm just going to fetch the Badlands and zap Stoneforge here. So you discard a card and deal 2 to Stoneforge Mystic. Just collect my 2 for 1. I would have liked to make it a 3 for 1 or more, like get Strix into play, pick Strix up later, but not how we get to do it. Discarded Swords to Plowshares. Okay, probably a safe bet in this matchup. Now I got to worry about Saga. So that Consume that I buried a turn ago, I'm now interested in recovering it. Oh, there's Edict. If I pondered into Edict, I would have been able to save the K command, but hindsight's 2020. I'm gonna ponder and Baleful Strix here. I want to ponder first. Sudden Edict's getting pretty bad here. I'm not ready for Days Undoing. I'm gonna shuffle this. And I can Brainstorm and still Strix. Yeah, that actually looks like the line. Brainstorm. Another Edict. Expressive Iteration isn't bad now. I'm going to put back the island because I'm about to fetch it, and this is too many Edicts. Get rid of that. And then fetch island, cast Strix. I am really delighted with how many game actions I get to take in a turn with this Grixis deck. Just velocity. Oh, Dress Down. There is one of those in the deck too. Timely. We will see what he wants to do with this Aether Vial, or there's a Saga. Freudian slip there. I suspect Aether Vial is going to come out and we're just going to play for this long game. As these games are going to go long. Yep, there's Vial. Ganjo. Plow. Okay. We get in for 3 there. And got a pretty tasty expressive iteration here. Though Ponder, if I find Consume, Ponder's way better. All right, I'm going to Ponder first. Look for that blowout Consume. Oh, it's right on top of the deck. Yes, please. Don't shuffle this deck. Play Volcanic Island, and then I'm going to Consume, leaving up Badlands, because that represents the most different removal spells I could have. All right, first appearance of Consume is a 3 for 1. It does unfortunately nuke my graveyard, which means Snapcaster Mage will never recover the Kolaghan's Command. But is what it is. Batterskull Cauldra are 2 of the 5 cards in his hand. Graveyards are gone. Sorry, Snapcaster. And then blue, red. I know there's a land on top, so this is guaranteed to get... Alright. There's multiple lands on top. I'll put Polluted Delta in my hand, Scalding Tarn on the bottom, exile Swamp, play the Swamp, and then Sudden Edict. Suddenly. Alright, starting to run out of gas here. I'm going to need a Narset or Jace, something to reload. Thalia's fine. Alright, there's the Days Undoing. I have a 3/3 that can jump in front of Thalia. There's not a Mystic Sanctuary in this build of the deck. I've played around with it in other builds, but I think the stable mana, and we were talking about how bad the mana actually is in Grixis. If you're stretching it too far, like I do want to fetch swamps and badlands and mountains with some regularity, all of which make the sanctuary worse. It had another Swords to Plowshares. Found a good target for it. Missed land drops for several turns. Every card in the hand is a spell. All right, here's the Snapcaster. Wish I could K command here, but that's gone. Expressive Iteration's a pretty fucking good one, though. Oh, that would 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then I have 3 mana to operate with on the tail end. All right. I am going to snap Iteration and not Edict. This is powerful. Blue, red, and I have an Underground Sea in my hand, so I'm going to tap the sea, leaving up red here. Okay, this is good stuff. Put Ponder in my hand, or I don't have to play this Underground Sea. I'm going to put Brainstorm in my hand. Ponder on the bottom. Exile Fatal Push. I'm going to push Thalia. Oh, wow, that's lucky. I only have 1 fetchable black source left in the deck. Let's poke Thalia here. And I'm going to hold back this Underground Sea, try to cash it out with Brainstorm. Vial, okay. 2 of my 3 main deck answers to Vial are already spent. Another push. I'm going to push Thalia first, and then I'm going to Brainstorm. Just conserve my mana here. Brainstorm, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 short. Should have played my land last turn, who knew? Okay, I think I'm actually going to save the Narset and go Narset Undoing all at once. I don't want to lose it to a Skyclave Apparition. So I'm going to put Underground Sea and Days Undoing on top of the deck and play basic Island, get my attack for 1. Holding up Dress Down so nothing too horrible can happen. And then I'm going to slam Narset Undoing next turn. This Vial does leave something in play, which I don't love. I guess I could have used Dress Down to protect Narset from Skyclave. Yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah, I'm going to Dress Down literally anything here because I'm going to spin my hand away next turn anyway. There's that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I'm drawing Underground Sea. I'm going to Narset first, see if I can kill this Flicker Wisp and or Vial before spin away. Because I'd rather do this on a stable board. Oh, wow, Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jace is really good. I'll take it for now. I would rather just kill Flicker Wisp and cast Days Undoing, though. I'm going to Brainstorm. Another Undoing. Alright, I'll put these 2 cards back. Play Underground Sea. I'm going to attack. If I get this trade, I'm very happy with it. If I don't, it's disappointing, but not unexpected. And we're going to undo the day. Okay, I drew 2 bolts and 2 fatal pushes. That's really solid. I should probably just bolt Flicker Wisp right now. Should have done it before Vial ticked up, actually. Yeah, that's the sort of game plan that you need to play towards. The Vial's still a little worrisome, but we're doing the thing. All right, Yorion's in hand now. And I redrew the Jace. Let's get to work. If Narset can remove either Vial, I'll feel really good. I think I'd rather have Force of Will than Lightning Bolt in this hand. Jace. I'm going to Brainstorm. I'm not worried about Spirit because I have 3 answers to it ready. Oh, there's the Consume. Yeah, I feel like this one is closing quick. I'm going to fetch another Island and then consume the Aether Vial. And now we're chilling. Vial activation. Stoneforge. Solid. Doing Cauldra. I am going to push the Stoneforge rather than Bolt it, because Bolt can go face, and not every creature in the deck is pushable. So it's Cauldra, Yorion, 2 mystery cards in hand over there. Lion Sash, okay. Reasonable. Might as well spend it now, because the graveyard's about to be gone. Yep, that's a 2/2. I'm going to push this also. Or, I think I'd rather have that in my graveyard, so I'm going to let Consume exile graveyards, and then I'll kill it. There is another Days Undoing. I'm going to start plussing. Power Commando. No, you can have that card. Fatal Push, Lion Sash. Attack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I have plenty of mana to re-Narset and still hold up Force of Will. Alright. He's had enough. Yeah, that was... he was missing land drops. That was tough. If one player is developing and the other isn't, that player is going to win. Okay, we got Consume, Turok, Plague Engineers. I got options on Meltdown. I do have David's list right here. We've got Lion Sash, and then 4 Vials, Shadow Spear, Jitte, Batterskull, Cauldra, then Cage, Needle. Cage and Needle. And what do I think he's bringing in? Maybe the Council's Judgments, but there's not a lot of sideboard here. All right. I think I'm going to let Consume do the Meltdown work in this matchup. I'll think about it as these games develop, but I think that's fine. I like Thoughtseize as an answer to Cauldra, like a real way to get Cauldra out of the hand, but I think that all these cards are better. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. You have to leave in some number of Force of Wills, but it doesn't need to be 4. Like, I do want some counterspell action. Keeping up in the mid game, like Expressive Iteration won me that game. Not directly, but eventually. And Sudden Edict is a little clunky. I'm upgrading it into much better cards here. And then Sorin the Mirthless is in the maybe pile. I like Dress Down a lot. It's like sometimes Counterspell, sometimes Fog, sometimes Plague Wind, and sometimes just Cycles. The floor is really high on that one. I do like the 2 Days Undoing. It's a bad card till it's a good card, but as soon as it's good, wow, is it good. I'm going to skip on Sorin, actually. That may change as this matchup develops, but for now, I'm going to hold on to my Sorin. This one is fine. I'm going to keep it. No 1-drop. There is a really interesting layer to this matchup of... I mean, I guess you're just going to run out your Aether Vial or Mother of Runes or whatever, because it's not getting better if you wait, but also just piling the early game into Consume. Seems like something you'd like to avoid. Saga, that's good stuff. And Thalia, all right. There's kind of a sub-game here where if I play Underground Sea, I am susceptible to Wasteland where I don't have to be, because Scalding Tarn can just get Mountain or Island and ignore that. But if I get Wastelanded, then Saga can't make tokens, but I have Consume, so yeah, I'm not gonna get cute about that. I'm probably just gonna end step Brainstorm. Depends on what he does this turn. I might just go to my turn. Yeah, I think I want to go to my turn. There's a lot of 3-drops in this hand. Baleful Strix is okay, but yeah, I'm gonna Baleful Strix. I do need my 4th mana, so I hope this works. Alright, Lightning Bolt is helpful, even if I don't find my 4th mana. I think that Baleful Strix might have tricked me. And I'm gonna fetch in response to the search trigger because I actually can't afford at all to get Pithing Needled here. I don't know if it's in the deck, but I can't afford to get Stone Rained right now. Attacking with 2 creatures, that's smart because if I have the Consume, you're losing this anyway, but I will make the block because I don't have the Consume yet. It needs to be earned. Wasteland would be devastating here. For Schadenport, I got a window. It's not the 4th land. I'm gonna bolt Thalia and then cast Brainstorm. My Brainstorm, help me out here. Okay, 3 lands is literally what I wanted to see. I was about to say, come on, Brainstorm, show me 3 lands, and it did. Okay, I'm set up to Consume next turn, even if I do get Rashad ported and Wastelanded. They would have to... I don't think there's a way to stop me from casting Consume next turn. In for 2. I do have Force of Will, does something completely out of pocket. Thalia is annoying, but fine. Saga, okay. I have 2 Consumes, that's good. And I'm going to fetch a Swamp here. Got all my basics set up. Probably going to port the red, yep, because that's the unique color source. But I do have the fetch land to fix all that. Going to get bad lands. I already have 2 black sources. I have 2 blue sources as well. Blue is the heavier color in my deck, though. I guess I'm getting Volcanic Island. Consume. And it's great consuming Aether on 1 because there's no way to stack that so you get your 1-drop in. Like, even if you have Mother of Runes, if you activate Vial in response, then Mother gets swept up too. Good stuff. High quality content. Force of Will is turned off this turn because of Thalia. My life total slowly lowering, which is how this matchup works. Okay, I am probably going to drop in Snapcaster Mage before Consume pops here. Grabbed the Cauldra. Yeah, I expect him, or he's not going to port me this turn because Saga is working. Okay, if I Snapcaster Lightning Bolt Thalia, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Snapcaster, target Lightning Bolt. If I Bolt Thalia, then I can also Fatal Push Stoneforge Mystic. And I have the kind of interesting decision. Do I want Fatal Push back in my deck more or less than I want him to have Stoneforge Mystic back in his deck after I Days Undoing? Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's a fun little puzzle that exists in the matchup. All right, here comes the constructs. I have a second Consume ready. Cauldra and 4 mystery cards in hand over there. Wasteland plus Rishadan Port can take me off red mana until I find another red source. We're going in on Shadow Spear. Well, I was about to debate with myself whether I should block or not, but now I definitely just don't. Like, saving 3 damage off a chump block versus saving 1 off of the trample. Yeah, definitely not doing that. All right, the Vessel has awoken. I can Narset plus Consume, leave out Force of Will. That actually sounds great. So blue, blue, colorless. That leaves black, red, and the land in my hand. Okay, that sounds right. Activate Narset. Find Lightning Bolt. Add the land. I'm just going to keep leaning in here and getting non-basics. Already exposed to Wasteland. Make sure Port doesn't clean me out. The cool thing about Wasteland and Rishadan Port, and by cool I mean miserable, is that if you play around Wasteland, you play into Rishadan Port, and vice versa. Because if you fetch all basics, you can be ported off a color, like when he ported my mountain earlier, and I just didn't have red mana anymore. I had to crack a fetch. But if you play around that by getting lands that tap for more than 1 color, then you get wasted. And that's part of the squeeze. 5 mana over there. Kind of have to save this Force of Will for Cauldra. I guess there might be cards that I have to respect other than Cauldra. It's not this one, though. Probably going to eat Narset, because that's going to get an extra card anyway and represents the Days Undoing. And he knows I have Lightning Bolt in hand, so that one hurts. All right, I'm going to Bolt here. This does exile Bolt to Consume, but it also exiles the Apparition. We'll see which of those is more important long term. Finding Jace is pretty good. I'm going to get to work here. I'm going to brainstorm a couple times before I start Fate Sealing. I don't even know what I'm looking to beat yet. Put back Plague Engineer and Balding Tarn. Maybe wanted to do that in the other order. I'm starting to attack for damage now. A removal spell and a counter spell against an empty board right now. Flicker Wisp can clear the illusion token. Yeah, I'm not going to spend my Force of Will on that. The Vessel is bigger than Flicker Wisp now. Just one connection, getting that 4/4 body, actually a huge deal. Now I don't even have to force Cauldra. Right, now I do, but there was a moment there. And the Sudden Edict can answer Cauldra. And having all these instant speed removal spells really mitigates the damage done by Rishadan Port. I'm going to keep brainstorming with Jace. I actually have a real board presence right now, and I'd like to maintain it. I'm going to put Plague Engineer on top. I'm not really ready for that. I can hardcast Force of Will. Worth a lot on this board. The Vessel grows to 5/5. For the rules experts out there, if you flicker Vessel of the All-Consuming, it comes back as Hidetsugu consumes all, and Chapter 1 triggers again. Oh, we have a Solitude. All right. Do I need to fight Solitude? I can counter it. 5 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, you're actually just like dead to lightning bolt, so I should counter this thing. Okay, wow. That was honestly pretty clean. I don't know if that was indicative of how this matchup's always going to look, but at no point in either game was I like, oh shit, I got to rip here. Like, that was pretty steady, relentless destruction of creatures. And Consume was insane. 1 in the books, on to the next round. I won the die roll again in round 2. 0 lands at all. This one is obviously a mulligan. Oof. A land that doesn't get basic island and ponder. Do I think I'm better on 5? I don't think that. I'm going to keep this and put Narset on the bottom. And I'm just going to land go. By land go, he can't disrupt my mana on turn 1. Like, Thalia is a 2-drop. Other's pretty good. And now I have a chance to naturally draw a land. And I'm a card deeper when I ponder. This hurts, though. This is a very clear, I don't have another land play. I would play on basics if I could. Oh no, this is really bad. I guess the Brainstorm still plays. Alright, please don't have Wasteland. Didn't even flinch. Fucking waste you. Get out of here. I have the Brainstorm, though. Sees 2 new cards. I am just going to pass the turn, though. I need to make sure my lands are hit. I have Force of Will for this turn. And then I can Brainstorm for a full boat of fresh ones next turn. And Force, pitching Baleful Strix. Those are my only, well, Brainstorm. But I need that one desperately. This is what I was talking about in the deck tech, where if your mana doesn't come together, the deck is relentless on punishing that. Okay. Oh. Sigh of relief. I'm going to put Jace and Badlands on top and play Prismatic Vista, and I'm not going to crack it. This Sudden Edict will be able to kill Mother of Ruins. Oh, he doesn't have a land drop now. We're both playing Reckless. Oh no, just wait until second main. Like a boss. The super 1000 IQ play is just make a construct now. Or play another creature now. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to force this because I have to. Like, if I don't force that, I can't remove it any other way. I need Sudden Edict to hit Mother of Runes. Badlands. Edict the Mother right now. There is not a Pithing Needle in the main deck, and Kolaghan's Command can completely crush this board next turn. Like, if he even makes a construct, it'll be a 1/1, and then it gets Aether Vial, becomes a 2/2, and I can destroy target artifact and deal 2 to a creature, which kills both of these things. Do I know my top card right now? Yes, I do. It's Jace. I don't want that. Is black or red more important on this basic land? Black is Sudden Edict, Fatal Push, and Thoughtseize. Red is Lightning Bolt and Consume and Iteration. Ooh, Iteration's a big one. Oh, and Baleful Strix is black. Oh, there's so many good cards across all the colors. There is not a Baleful Strix in my graveyard. That got exiled, unfortunately, for K-Command. But K-Command has 2 targets already. This is a challenge. I'm going to go with black, though. No, I'm going to go with red. Expressive Iteration is too sexy. I can't get away from it. Consume. Oh my god. Alright. I'll just keep that K-Command in the pocket for later. Alright. And he actually did miss a land drop last turn. Stoneforge Mystic. Alright. Glad that Consume showed up, because K-Command, I'm going to need it here. Reconsume. I'm going to exile all graveyards first. Then I'm going to go... you discard 2 to you. Discarded a Caracas. Yeah, that's awkward. That's why I didn't play another land. And another Stoneforge. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta rip again. Once Kaldra's actually in play, there's not a whole lot of answers to it. And it can be done. Oh, wow. I think I'm just doing this. Yeah, he has 6 cards in hand already. And I have almost 0. Yeah, let's just take a spin. Get rid of Kaldra and Batterskull, please. Might help him with his land problems, but it'll help me with my Kaldra problems. Ended up with Consume right back in my hand, and now I have other removal as well. A Flicker Wisp can reset Stoneforge or reset Consume. Yeah, get another look at Cauldra. I think Cauldra is the most important card in his deck. And Days Undoing exiles itself when it resolves on your own turn, so there's only one left in the deck. Strix is good against Flicker Wisp. I will start there. Black, blue. Strix. Play my Swamp. I'm going to attack, and Vessel has Trample, so if I block and then kill Flicker Wisp, it doesn't really matter. But if he shows me that he wants to block, that gives me a lot of information to work with. I'm going to push Stoneforge Mystic. And do I want to bolt Flicker Wisp now? Is there a reason to wait? Is there a reason not to wait? I have Strix in play. I can block. All right. Yeah, the reason is I already have an onboard answer to it. I think that was the best fair Days Undoing I've ever cast. Just honest to goodness Time Twister. Go. Thalia, she's pretty good. I'm not going to bolt in response. I still have Baleful Strix here that can chill and fight the Flicker Wisp. Karakas can protect Thalia, but that also means that he's not going to port me this turn. My Vessel's only getting bigger. In with a 4/4 this time. Ooh, a Ganjo. That was tight. Yep, can't do anything about that. Got me good with a Ganjo. But now I can bolt Thalia and cast Ponder. Expressive Iteration, Force of Will. Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to put Force of Will in my hand with Expressive Iteration under it. Cycling Timeless Dragon. Powerful stuff that finds a plains and it threatens a 4/4. Uncounterable 4/4 in the near future. I could consume it with Hidetsugu. I don't really want to cast Force of Will, but I also don't want this to start happening. That's annoying. It's a 2-for-1 either way, right? Alright, I'm going to let it resolve. I might regret that. It's the classic, do you counter the tutor or the thing that it tutors dilemma. Found Solitude. Interesting. Is that just the biggest creature in the deck? That might be what's going on there. I'm going to bolt Flicker Wisp here. I don't want to play chicken with all the blink effects this deck contains, and I'm planning on spending a lot of mana this turn. I could also just slam Narset this turn and see what happens. Or I could Brainstorm to set up EI, but Brainstorm can just see more cards later. I'm going to put Narset in, because my top card is also Narset, and EI into Narset, she's not castable right now. Dress Down and Redundant Narset. I'll take the Dress Down, actually. Don't have blue mana to use it, but that's a later problem. Got to be careful with Dress Down, because with Dress Down in play, Evoked Solitude doesn't die. It doesn't get to exile a creature, but it also doesn't die. So if I ever dress down like a Stoneforge Mystic, you could just like jam a 3/2 into play and try to push. This is not my fight. Bye, Narset. I'll miss you. That was Jite. That's a good card. I think I want to control the creatures more than I want to control the Jite. I'll take the trade here. I know Solitude's in the hand. Like, if he wants to really push next turn, he can. Time to iterate expressively. Put Ponder in my hand, Delta on the bottom, exile Delta. Play Brainstorm. Put back Basic Swamp, and Consume is not currently helping me. There's also a lot of Force of Wills, though. Force of Will might be better than Consume right now. I put back Consume, play Delta. I can Ponder into a removal spell for this Apparition. Already exposed to Wasteland. I'm going to get Underground Sea and cast Ponder right now. Come on, removal spell. Deck's full of them. Alright, there we go. Brainstorm, Fatal Push, K-Command. Take the Fatal Push. Cast it immediately while I am revolted. And I get a 3/3. And holding up double Force of Will if I really need to counter something. But I don't want to counter anything. Ideally. This K-Command is also on top of the deck. Fuck, snuck that right through my Dress Down. Yeah, you got it. Having Kolaghan's Command to take out the Jite gives me a lot of comfort about like how much I need to worry about this recruiter or the guard, because I have a 3/3 in play right now. Dress down has been bugged recently on Magic Online. I will trust David to be honest. Like, you can fail to find or just like choose something irrelevant for Flicker Wisp or something if necessary. But okay. Yeah, that's an easy K command target. Have that. Kolaghan's command is an instant, so I don't need to be too worried about it right now. 1/2/3 Narset, 1/2/3 K command, 1/2 dress down. All right, I can't do everything I want to do, but I think getting Narset in is pretty important. Let's load her up. Brainstorm, Sudden Edict, Ponder. Edict will eventually answer Cauldra, but I don't need that right away. I'm going to take Ponder. And my hand's already mostly good for Brainstorm. And Ponder, I don't feel so bad about pitching it to Force if necessary. Equipping Jute, that's cool. I am just going to block. You're just going to attack, I'm just going to block. Use the Jute counters to finish off the illusion. Yeah, that's fine. A lot of cards in that deck kill this illusion anyway. Saga, okay. Been holding on to this dress down for a while. Internalizing Timeless Dragon. It's good. Okay. Kolaghan's command can kill Spirit and Jete right now, and then that unlocks all of my cantrips. Destroy target artifact, 2 to Spirit. I like that. Jace and Consume. Oh, baby. Tough crowd. I could activate Narset first. All right, I am going to try to find answers to Timeless Dragon before I cast Days Undoing here. We're halfway there. I'm going to shuffle this because it doesn't actually answer. I'm looking for an Edict or a Consume. This is a really good Consume because my graveyard will be gone next turn anyway. This does not have a mana cost. That is specifically the text on whatever that mechanic is, Eternalize. Okay. He is left with Urza Saga behind. I redrew my K command. God, that card's been good. Just that one of. The card he drew was not a good one, it seems. And I drew Snapcaster Mage too. Just K command, Snap K command, the classic legacy defining interaction. For the Zoomers out there who think I'm kidding, no, really. That interaction literally defined Legacy for a long time. I think the card in hand is likely a land. And there is perfect mana to port me twice and activate Saga. Alright. Activate Narset. I'm going to grab this Brainstorm. Got a lot of lands in my hand that I would like to put not in my hand anymore. Put back these 2 basics. Play the fetch land. 8 cards in my hand, that's unlucky. What am I going to do with all those? Crack a fetch, get Volcanic Island, cast Ponder. Aggressive Iteration, my goodness. That's a card. I'm going to stack the island under the EI, put the Bolt in my hand right now. If he makes a construct, I will destroy it immediately. And then I don't have to go to discard. And I am still holding up Kolaghan's command. There's the construct. Get the tutor. I'm going to try to save Thoughtseize for Yorion. Recruiter of the Guard. I do have my dress down. Okay. I'm going to dress down in response, which kills the construct and counters the recruiter. The construct did die. Let's see if it gets the recruiter trigger. Okay. All right, looks like we're good on that. And he is currently Hellbent. Oh, and he's had enough. Yeah, Hellbent. My K command can clip Yorion as soon as he gets it, but yeah. Wow. That was the game that I was like stuck on 1 mana for a while, right? Where I just got wasted off my 1 land keep and still just went through it. Yeah, we chatted off screen and agreed that if dress down or any bugs occur, we will do our best to not let them affect the outcome of the match. Sometimes you can't help it, like the game state's just broken and it is what it is, but like you could choose like not to attack or block with a construct that shouldn't be in play, or fail to find with a recruiter, exile nothing with solitude, etc. Thoughtseize, 2 forces, and what did I do last time? Was it a sudden edict? Yeah, that sounds right. This looks like a pretty clean little sideboard plan, and Sorin, Meltdown, Thoughtseize are all in the maybe pile, but based on how things are going so far, I'm not sure that I need to make any major adjustments. I'm going to keep this. It's a little dangerous, though. I'm on the draw, but it has all my colors, has a removal curve. He didn't have a 1-drop. I'm actually going to lead on Island, because if I get wasted here, I'd rather have black mana. Or maybe that's not even true. I think I just fucked that up. Because now if I draw Ponder, that's worse, but I can cast my removal spell. Alright. Tricked you, I had a basic the whole time. Alright, we got Thalia, we got Aether Vial. Okay. Kolaghan's Command, baby. Once again, present in my hand. Never leaves. Expressive Iteration, really good when I'm missing land drops as well. Just don't Thalia me, bro. Thaliaing me is actually fine. Just don't Thalia and waste me. Rashadan Port. I don't have things to do at instant speed with my mana. Time to draw a land. Please. Please. Please, deck. Built. Okay. Not only did I not draw a land, but I'm going to discard at the end of the turn. Tough crowd. Alright, please Violin, Mother of Runes. Alright. Didn't have the mom, so I do have to go to discard. I'm going to drop... I think the Fatal Pushes are still good. I'm going to drop one of these Edicts. Yeah, now we're seeing the game we haven't seen yet, where he has Aether Vial plus is hitting all his land drops, and I'm not. Bad scene. And Vial on 2 represents Spirit of the Lab. Oh, God. I don't think I can just slam Ponder into Spirit of the Labyrinth. But if this is Stoneforge Mystic instead, I'm also dead. Alright, fine. I still get to set up the top cards in my deck. Alright, it just resolved somehow. Was not expecting that to happen, but here we are. Okay. Found an island, which still doesn't really help. I put Force of Will above Brainstorm, but I think that was a mistake. I'm about to get Cauldred into the dirt regardless. Though I do have Sudden Edict. I can Fatal Push Stoneforge Mystic and just hope that the 6 cards in hand don't contain a single creature. Yeah, this is one we're going to lose. There it is. I don't have First Strike, or my Death Touch is irrelevant against the First Strike and the Indestructible. A variety of reasons, that's not going to work. Vial on 3 is being activated. Are we flickering Stoneforge? What do we got here? Are we recruiting for something? Oh, Prelate. Yeah. I basically can't win if this is on 1 or 2. It's hard to pick the wrong number here. All right. We're done with this one. I know my top cards are Force Brainstorm in that order. Not helpful. StaticGripped on the board with a game here. I am not going to change my sideboard plan going into game 3. Let's do it. Just going to... Not that I wasn't prioritizing hitting land drops. It's just maybe mulligan more aggressively. Maybe not be afraid of 5. Because if I just hit land drops there, my hand is mono removal. But if I can't cast my spells, you can't win the game. Oh, baby. Here we are. Basic Island Ponder, though, is kind of a different animal than non-basic land. And I'm on the play, so I get to Ponder and Brainstorm before Thalia or Spirit of the Lab show up. I'm going to roll with this. There's 20 lands in this deck. Here's the Ponder. Yeah, just show me 2 lands. That's all I want. Deal. And it's even Scalding Tarn and a black one, so I can just get all 3 basics here. Got my powerful 3 drops loaded. I don't think it matters if I lead on black or red here. Brainstorm's the top card of my deck. I'll respond to a Thalia with Brainstorm. I don't need Days Undoing for a while. Oh, and I got 2 of them here. Yeah. We can bury those. And I'm going to fetch for a Swamp here, and then you can have Thalia. I'm just going to play Bloodstained Mire and pass. I can Brainstorm and fetch. Since I was on the play, my mana developed in such a way. And next turn I can K-Command. Spirit of the Labyrinth doesn't have Flash without Aether Vial's help. And if he plays Aether Vial here, I'm just putting him in the Shadow Realm with K-Command. Stoneforge Mystic. It's a reasonable card. I'm not going to try to Brainstorm for Force of Will here. I don't think that's the line. Cauldron complete. All right. Brainstorm. Put back Badlands and Polluted Delta. I'm going to fetch basic mountain. Going to fetch basic island. All right. Prismatic Vista helps tie the room together here. Island, and then command is make him discard, deal 2 to Stoneforge. Gets to stick around with Thalia for a little longer. Discard a Flicker Wisp. That's a real card. That hand must be good. He's been discarding like redundant Caracases and Swords to Plowshares and like low impact stuff. That Flicker Wisp is a real engine card over there. And just hit the bin. I'm a little worried. Recruiter. Yep, that's a good one. Yep, Spirit. Luckily can't deploy it right now. I get to get this Ponder off. Need some removal. Come on, deck. Okay. Ask and you shall receive, huh? This is the Plague Wind Engineer. It doesn't answer that Spirit of the Labyrinth, but it does kill everything that's in play right now. Those are both humans, and they're both dead. Yeah, Spirit is pretty scary. I don't actually have an answer to it in my hand. Deck plays lots of cards, but you gotta draw them, and now I can't find them. Expressive Iteration and Narset both dodge Spirit. Is a big deal. But Brainstorm, Ponder are bad. I've used 2 of each already. So there's only 4 total of those cards. Alright, just using the Demonic Tutor, half of Recruiter of the Guard. Are we like pushing forward with Stoneforge? Yeah, okay. Basically the 2 things you would have looked for there are an answer to Plague Engineer or a way to win in spite of it. And I agree with getting Stoneforge. Oh god. Well, can't cast that one. Not with Spirit in play. I don't think I want to just jam Consume onto an empty board. Ouch, that's tough. Okay, gotta draw an answer to Spirit of the Labyrinth, like, now. This would be a great time to have... Nope, never mind. I was about to say a great time to have Mystic Sanctuary in the deck, but the thing I said remains true, which is you have too many non-islands. I have 6 lands in play, and Mystic Sanctuary would not be on. Batterskull. Alright, deck. It's time for a removal spell. Hook me up here. I am going to fetch for that any % deck thinning. Literally anything that can help me hit a relevant spell right now. I'm in. Come on, Fatal Push. Oh my god, exactly Fatal Push. It's disgusting. And I don't... Okay, now I have a different decision to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could push the Mystic instead, but I think taking the spin on Days Undoing is just too good. Do I want to leave up red, black, or blue? I'm going to leave up red, black. Here we are. Another fair Days Undoing. Okay, this hand is really good. This is just literally all spells. Hope it lines up. It can't answer Cauldron. If he did just naturally redraw Cauldron here, I'm in trouble. Tilt. Which one is it? Which one is it? Oh no! It's that one. Okay. Tough crowd. And I'm at 5 already. Yeah. Rough beats. There's no basic lands left in my deck to fetch, and there's Wasteland sitting in play. Thalia, I can bolt the end step. Saga's tough. Alright. Okay, Lightning Bolt Thalia in the end step. I'm going to need all of my mana to figure this one out. Yeah, you can pick her up as long as she's not in play. We're good. Okay, I can see a lot of cards this turn. I have a removal spell in K command. I need to find Jace or Edict. Or, I guess Dress Down also does it. I'm going to shuffle this. Shuffle it. Fatal Push. Not quite there yet. Do I want an Iteration or Brainstorm? Brainstorm sees the same cards Iteration does, but for 1 mana instead of 2. I'm doing that. To rock. For those about to rock, we salute you. Okay, I'm going to put back Polluted Delta and one of the Consumes. And this is getting worse every second. I need to think about this fetch land pretty hard. I need to spend blue-red on Iteration. I guess I have my land drop still. Okay. Dutch. Yeah, this needs to be a blue source. Does it need to be a red or black source? I have so much black. No, it's going to be Volcanic Island. Because I have 2 basic swamps in play. Iteration, let's go. Oh no. Brainstorm in my hand. Expressive Iteration on the bottom. Exile Scalding Tarn. Play Brainstorm. I can still hit Edict and stabilize this board. Okay, I found Edict. Put away Delta. There's 2 Wastelands over there. So maybe, or Narset Days Undoing are both right there. Okay, put back Turok. I need this Consume. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I actually do need the polluted Delta. And maybe it's K Command. No, K Command will get me into Consume. Snapcaster is a big deal here. It's definitely Turok. And oof, really don't want to ditch this Consume, but I think I have to. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to have to wade through the Urza Saga on a 1-for-1 basis. Get Underground Sea, Fatal Push, the Stoneforge Mystic, Sudden Edict, my opponent. All right. The Wasteland You represent Lethal Saga creature line is right there. The whole pipeline is open. Thalia hurts, but it did tap a Wasteland to do it. Oh, probably working on equipping Kaldra. Okay. Much worse than that. Thalia protects from Force of Will and then just resets the Kaldra naturally. So that whole shit I just did about finding a Sudden Edict, I got to do it again. And I got to kill 2 creatures on the way through. I need to just rip Jace, basically, is the only... Even that's not lethal. Oh my god, okay. Oh, I did so much work and just wrecked. All right. I believe this one is lost. This is why it's important to keep Culture out of play, because once it's there, the flicker effects and everything just reset it so well. I do have Snap Edict available. Can I kill 3 creatures to get to it? If I Fatal Push Thalia, I believe that's where this adventure starts. Push Thalia. K Command is 1, 2, 3. And I have exactly enough to Snap Edict, but that's not enough to win the game. I could Narset. Did she do anything? Yeah, there's 1 too many creatures in play. I could have beat 3 creatures, not 4. Or at least stabilized against those many creatures. Spirit of the Labyrinth is an enchantment creature, not an artifact creature, so K Command can't just get 2 creatures. There's no version of that event. Snapcaster Lightning Bolt kills 1. Yeah, there is... I don't think it's here. I could Narset and pray, but what am I praying for? Jace. But then I just die to the other creatures. I guess I'm gonna YOLO Narset here. I don't think I have an out, though. Maybe Plague Engineer? No. Alright, second Narset. GG's. Well played. That Days Undoing, redrawing the Kaldra, or I couldn't kill the Stoneforge before Days Undoing. That was the moment. GG's. 1-1 on to round 3. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I've lost the die roll. It's rigged. Rigged against me. I am going to mulligan this hand. I like the 1 basic land, but I don't like that it doesn't cast any spells. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to bottom one of the iterations. That's a card that I don't want until later, and I have 2 of them now. Like, in case I do end up in a board position where I can jam it on turn 3 like you want to. Like you're just a Delver deck. But this hand is not ready to do that. Okay. Again, no 1-drop. Has not had a 1-drop in any of our games yet. Where's the Saga? No Thalia either. Surprising. I can go blue-black Strix here, or I can just Brainstorm, try to clean things up. I don't need Consume for 2 turns. Like next turn, it wouldn't kill anything because they just make all this constructs at instant speed. All right, I'm gonna cast Strix. Ooh, black. This could bite me really hard if they play Spirit of the Labyrinth, but I think he's invested in Urza Saga at this point. At least I hope he is. Yeah, that's just like one of those things that forces a particular play pattern. All right, Brainstorm, I need you here. Holy shit. Really? Okay. I guess I'm Brainstorm locked. Gotta work through this one. I'm gonna tuck the Consume 2 cards down. And Narset and Consume go over here. You have Thoughtseize that can get a look. Maybe I'm supposed to wait until he actually gets the Cauldron, but I feel like I'm going to need all of my mana for this whole game. Okay. Taking Thalia here is nice, because I'm going to need some help with the mana situation. I'm going to make him plow the Baleful Strix, and I'll probably even force it. Here's the 2 constructs, no surprises there. Are we getting Aether Vial? Are we getting Shadow Spear? How are we pushing this one through? There's the Plains. There's the Plow. And I am force pitching Force on the Plow. I'm really well set up to just absorb damage here. As far as games where I missed my 3rd land drop and got Brainstorm locked go, not bad. I'm going to hold off on the Sudden Edict, let him equip Shadow Spear, and then do it. Yup. Bang. Not how I wanted to play this game, but here we are. I don't mind Mother of Runes because Consume is where I'm trying to get with this game anyway. This is the Narset, and I pass. And next turn, looking for red mana. I would not be picky about any mana, but definitely red. What does Flicker Wisp do? It holds Shadow Spear really well. Yeah, this is just a creature that will pressure my life points too much. Hate to do it, but I'm gonna force it. Screw beats Flood in Magic the Gathering. If one player is mana screwed and a handful of spells and the other is mana flooded and running out of things to do, when the screw player finds their land, the game flips in their favor. Let's hope that happens here. Come on, Brainstorm, don't betray me twice. Alright, we got something going here. Still no red mana, but I am not upset to find a Dress Down and mana for Narset. Schadenport. I'm a little upset to see that, not gonna lie. And luckily, I mean, casting Narset would have been nice, but this port isn't a huge game changer. So I can still Dress Down, and he's not pushing for damage right now because of Mother. So porting me off black is a big deal. You can have that. Now I get to stick Narset. She's gonna die immediately, but I'm really okay with that. If it gets me deeper into the deck, clears out some of the shit. Lightning Bolt, Sudden Edict. Alright, Sudden Edict is a nice one. That's one I can actually cast, regardless of Rishadan Port, and ignores Mother of Runes. Yep, Narset dead. That clean swing. Played Caracas. Time for Yorion. Oh, we got another Solitude. Alright, yeah, we're just going wide here. 3-2 beatdown. Can't blame you. God. Oh my god. A Ponder. Set me free, Ponder. Oh my god. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Do not shuffle. Play this. Unfortunately, this is not a basic land. I will get wasted immediately. But I do get to consume all before the Rishadan Port. So this takes away the Mother of Runes, which insulates the Solitudes from Sudden Edict. Takes away the Shadow Spear, which isn't super impactful on this board, but it's not nothing either. He just doesn't draw a creature for a minute here. We have a chance. Putting Yorion in hand and porting me as a 5-mana play, wasting me 2 is all 6 mana that he has. So there are decisions to make, even if he does draw a spell. But the way is pretty clear. Ah, fucking A. Alright, that was a really good spell. You don't get Yorion in hand this turn, but you do get to waste and port me. I am going to Sudden Edict. Now or never. One of the Solitudes is dead, leaving the Thalia back. Okay. Graveyards are gone. Did find a land. I'm going to have a 3-3 in play next turn that can... It's bigger than Thalia and can trade with Solitude. This thing is evolving quickly here. But I will be at 2, which means that I need to draw a removal spell of the correct color. Okay. You just port Badlands because that gives me more options. I need a black removal spell right now. Bummer. And oh, I guess maybe I'm supposed to dress down. That gets me an extra card deeper to finding a black removal spell. Yeah, dead for Grixis. At 3 life even, I think this game is reasonable. Let's see if he wants to take the swing, or if he wants to play Yorion and just lock up the win for next turn. Oh yeah, just porting me works. Now you know if I have anything or not. Yep, good call. Alright, I trust him to find the attack here. That was a tight one. Really well played. Awkward for me. That was exactly the game I was talking about last round, where if you play around Wasteland, you play into port. Like, this Rishadan port really cramped my style for the whole game. Just missing lands in general. We're going to see these same 4 cards again. I have not been convinced otherwise. You could go even lower on Force of Will if you want Sorin in there. But Sorin is a 4-mana non-creature spell. Requires double black. You know what? I'm going to mess around with Sorin. Let's try it. A 2/3 flying vigilance, or flying lifelink, is a very real creature against death and taxes, and repeatable card advantage that isn't card draw is cool. Oh yeah. Be still, my basic land heart. I'm gonna island go. This is gonna be the game where he has turn 1 Mother of Runes and messes up my curve. Nope, still no 1-drop. 7 games in, not a 1-drop to be seen. I have the consume now. Thalia, yep. Yeah, who needs a 1-drop when you have Urza Saga Thalia on turn 2 every round? Good stuff. I'm gonna bolt Thalia and cast Ponder immediately. Don't need to goof around with this. Jace, okay. That card. Alright, let's put Jace in my hand. And I am gonna attack for 1. Let's go. Like, he's kind of committed to using the Saga for the next 2 turns. Guess he could skip activating Saga the second time. Or if he just has Solitude or Plow. Okay, I can't actually just jam Jace here. Disappointing. That's what I wanted to do. Brainstorm. I don't need all these lands. I'm just going to pass with Strix back. Try to consume next turn. There's a construct. There's a construct. And what's pooping out here? Aether Vial. I am not going to block because my Strix is worth 3 damage to me. I am jamming Consume this turn. And he knows it now that I didn't block. I gave him all the information he needs to hear. We get basic island. I've now leaned into Rishadan Port by playing all of these basics. As one does. Consume the 3 permanents. And play Polluted Delta. Can fetch a basic if I want it to. And I have Brainstorm ready based on what he does with his turn. I can decide what I want to do with my Brainstorm. Ponder is the only card I could Brainstorm into, so I'm just not doing that. Brainstorming now. That's an easy one. Oh god. That's really bad. Days Undoing and Underground Sea. The Days Undoing is really good when I'm ready for it. By Jace, Bounce Spirit, then next turn Bounce Spirit and Brainstorm. Yeah, I actually am going to hold on to the spell, just because it's a spell. Saga, good stuff. We get the other basic. The other basic swamp. There's still a basic island in here. Probably going to port an island, or do you go after mountain? Island. Does Narset and Jace cost double blue? Oh yeah, sweet relief. I'm going to Plague Engineer on Spirit. Just set myself free here. Spirit. Get it out. Strix, go in. It's nice when your deck just produces a removal spell when you need one, instead of having to awkwardly bounce the same creature over multiple turns. Don't think I need to Brainstorm here. I can wait till my turn. I got plenty of mana. Probably goes after red now. Oh, okay. That's clever. Alright. I'll Brainstorm for value here. Make sure I get my fetch land involved. Dress down, clips the Saga. Days Undoing not looking good here. And I need Edict. I don't think I need Ponder, actually. If I'm about to get Jace going, then Ponder is the superfluous card. Blue source? Yeah, blue source. Always had it. Jace. Jace can brainstorm. I have the blue land here. Oh, I have another consume here also. Good stuff all around. I think I'm going to get rid of Edict. Or maybe it's consume, because Dress Down does most of what I need consume to do here. Yeah. Alright. I'm just going to leave my Death Touch creatures back. Make him act first. Dress Down can sweep up the Saga. Dress Down can also fizzle a Skyclave Apparition, and then we should be chilling. He gets Pithing Needle here to turn off my Polluted Delta. He deserves it. But I really just don't think that card is... I guess Needle would just name Jace there. And the fact he didn't get Needle makes me wonder if it's in the deck. There's not a whole lot of names for Needle, so it might not even be in there. I'm going to use my blocks, actually, to stabilize against these. Save the Dress Down for a Skyclave Apparition or something that I can't just trade a Baleful Strix for. Something like that. I'm going to get Volcanic Island because I already have a bunch of black. Dress Down. On Force of Will. Stoneforge doesn't get to look. And Force can get a Cauldra, a hard cast Cauldra or something later. Oh, Shadow Spear from hand. Nice. Come on, consume. Let's get hungry. Plague Engineer is whatever. Brainstorm. Not a consume, but real good. All right, Prismatic Vista is dead. All of my basics are around already, so I'm going to put back Prismatic Vista, or I'm going to put back Polluted Delta. All right, and I can put Vista on the bottom of the deck with EI. Yeah, that's what's happening. All right, put back Vista and Delta. Play Iteration. I'm going to put the third card in my hand, Days Undoing. Literally whatever this was going in my hand. Vista on the bottom, exile Polluted Delta. Play Delta. Sudden Edict. Get rid of the Stoneforge Mystic. I know it didn't search for anything, but I don't trust that for a second. We've seen how that goes before. And I can snap Edict, snap Iteration, snap Brainstorm, Snapcaster Mage, doing shit, what I'm saying. Files going up to 1. And Force can pitch Days Undoing on a Skyclave Apparition. Solitude. Do I care about Solitude? No. Go ahead. Get rid of my Vessel. I have lots of removal in the deck for a random 3-2. As long as it's not killing my Jace, we can stay friends. Brainstorm with Jace here. Get rid of these Days Undoings or find Narset. Okay, found a Narset. How do I stabilize this? Put back Days Undoing and Force of Will. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. And I have 10 mana worth of plays I want to make. If I put back both Days Undoings, then I can play Narset, who can pick up Days Undoing. Right, and then my opponent knows Days Undoing is in my hand and has to make decisions based on that information. Probably has to play a little risky. But I would like the board stable before I make my move. A Plague Engineer. I could get a second Plague Engineer in on human. Oh, I need to respect Spirit of the Labyrinth. Oh, the first one is on Spirit. Okay. I can engineer on human. This might be too clever for my own good, but it's what I'm doing. I just want the board stable before I start making Days Undoing plays. Brachus, casting Cauldra. I have the Force for that. Force pitching Narset. Had that one rolled up the whole time. This Days Undoing will put Cauldra back into the deck, which I don't love. He attacks with Solitude. I can block it with Snapcaster and Brainstorm. Alright, yeah, he's just had enough. I wouldn't fault anyone for just slamming the draw 7 and hoping it's good. But I tend to look for absolute stability rather than just draw 7 if I can. Okay, on the draw, I think I don't want to mess around with this 4-drop. I'll just get another Edict in here, just to help control the early game. And we're back in. Steady, basic lands, no removal spells, but I do have my mana and some Strixes to keep it going. I want Caracas, no fear of Wasteland. What's that like? I want to live that life. Saga. Right, I got dressed down ready for that. All right, the classic Urza Saga Thalia every single time. Powerful magic. There's Days Undoing. Gonna play Strix here off of basics. Blue, black, Strix. Found Narset. All right, we got Narset and Undoing loaded up. We got a plan lined up here if we can execute it. Ooh, next turn Dress Down could be a heater. If he attacks with Thalia, then Dress Down will kill both constructs and remove First Strike off of Thalia. I might be able to get a 3-for-1. And Caracas would have to be tapped during that interaction because of Saga, if he goes all the way in on Saga. Though, I wonder if he's thinking at this point about if going all the way in on Saga is worth doing, because a construct token has not done damage to me in this entire set so far, except the times where I let it. Like, between the consumes, the dress downs, the K commands, you might be better off just casting normal creatures with your mana instead of pooping out sagas, or just getting married to the idea of pooping out the maximum number of sagas. But also, like, you're just giving up this incredible engine if you don't. And now I have it covered either way. Okay, saga confirmed. We making another one, or are we using mana? The time to reconsider the plan. Right, we're still going in. I'm fetching my mountain here just in case I get juked on the pithing needle situation. Right now is a time where I don't want to get stone rained. I just don't think it's in the deck in general. Oh yeah. The clean sweep. I'm gonna block first in case he has Solitude. Oh, but Solitude wouldn't work here because of Dress Down. Or you could respond to Dress Down with Solitude. That would work. Let's at least get the blocks through. Oh, fuck yeah. That was nasty. Big fan. Consume can catch this Aether Vial in a minute. I think it's time to drop Narset. You just slam Jace too. And that forces them off of... No, I think Narset's better. So I already have the Undoing. The black cards or red cards? I think black. Narset found Force of Will. Okay, the pieces are coming together here pretty quickly. I'm prepared to dedicate many resources to making sure this Narset thing happens. He does have Vial and Saga in play, which are the two things that worry me about going for Days Undoing. But Flicker to Saga. Yeah, that's smart. That's a way to use your mana and then over the course of a long game still get Saga action out of it. That's cool. All right, I could Narset looking for a removal spell and set up a much longer down the road Days Undoing. I think I like that. Just consume Brainstorm, backup Narset. I'm gonna grab Brainstorm, then cast Brainstorm. Found all sorts of removal. Put Consume and Underground Sea back where they came from. Play my Island. Play my Baleful Strix. Stability overall here. And I do have 8 cards in hand. Guess I have to Lightning Bolt. I was going to try to wait till the end step, see if a Mom came in off Vial, but I'm holding this Consume, so Mom is not an issue anyway. Now I have Snap Bolt, which always feels amazing to have against Death and Taxes. Slightly concerned about Spirit of the Lab. Sanctum Prelate. I can bounce it with Jace in an emergency, but I think Counterspell is the best line against this one. I don't want to play chicken with what numbers we're naming. Probably would have named 3, just to keep Days Undoing out of the mix, and I could have Snap Bolted it, but if it names 1, then it's in play, and Days Undoing's not even that great. Okay, let's get an accurate picture of the situation here with Consume. I want to clear this Aether Vial, because if he Vials in Spirit of the Lab in response to a Days Undoing, I lose. Hopefully this is Stoneforge. Yes! Alright, cool. Alright, so he gets to find Kaldra. The Aether Vial dies. And then I slam Days Undoing. And you're down to 1 card. I'm back up to 7. Alright, plowing. Alright, yep, fair enough. That card was going away anyway. Let's hope the 2 cards in hand are not Kaldra. I actually can beat Cauldro, though, because I have the K command and Edict. I can destroy Construct, 2 damage to Stoneforge Mystic, and then Edict with the mana that I have. He can use Stoneforge to pick off Narset here, but she's already done most of her job. Wasteland will find a target. Put me down to 1 black mana. I'll just go in face. Not worried about that Narset anymore. Yeah, Narset's done drawing cards. Graveyards are gone. The only thing in a graveyard is his Urza Saga. Get rid of that. And I can K command, destroy either vial, you discard your only card. I could save K command until I have Snap ready. I'm going to start with a Ponder. Ooh, Tarak is here. That's fun. But Caracas is in play. Damn it. I was about to have the time of my life. Okay, don't shuffle. Cast Baleful Strix. Strix draws Polluted Delta. And I can shuffle away Tarak. Disappointing. Caracas. Ramping my style. I'm not going to shuffle away Tarak. Might still have a use. It's functionally like Rishadan in the other direction. If he just has to leave Caracas up all the time because Tarak's coming. And also it just casts him to Tarak. That is a mode of that card. I will take my trade here. There is a thing to deal 2 damage to and an artifact already in play for K command. Council's Judgment. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this big creature is worth exiling. I don't disagree with that assessment. Okay, I can clear his hand or kill Stoneforge Mystic here. I'm going after Vial for sure. I'm just going to be safe and clear the board here. I have the Snapcaster to just redo this line next turn if it pivots on me. This Cauldron is not actually in hand. That was from before the Undoing. Here's Tarak, who can get the hand empty, but Caracas just bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have a ton of mana available. Let's just get the hand empty, and then even if you're bouncing it with Caracas, you could just never have a card in your hand again. Oh, Recruiter of the Guard was a good one to get rid of. And I'm just going to pass. Shadow Spear. Yeah, I like this, where you can't sandbag cards because Caracas chilling. My hand's already good. Don't really need to brainstorm. You can't just take 3 1,000 times from this, but you also don't really want me to have it. And this is a wonderful card for me to brainstorm away now. Every card in my hand is no longer good. Tarak is kind of medium minus. Put back Tarak and the land. I think I have enough land, which is a weird thing. You won't hear me say that very often. The Volcanic Island, cast Ponder. Sudden Edict, Brainstorm. I don't think I need another Sudden Edict. I'm actually going to shuffle this. My hand is just so full of gas already. There we go. Like Snap K command. Oh, I could stop and draw a step. Can I do better than that, though? I think I can. Like, I could K command in the draw step, kill Shadow Spear, take whatever card you just drew, but what if whatever card you drew sucks? Like, what if it's just basic planes? I can wait until the cards are in play, or at least till he's on 7 mana, and start making different decisions. I'm going to Plague Engineer on human. Just get that in. It's just something to attack with, and I was about to go to discard anyway. I'm about to start Bolt Snap bolting the face, and just try to win the game. All right, land drop. As long as I'm not going to discard, I'm just going to keep playing draw go. Just draw go again. Fatal Bush, okay. Solitude could be the card in hand. Could also just be nothing. And I think I might just bolt your face so I don't have to discard. Phase of the game. 7 mana. Can cast Cauldron if he has it, but I have Force and multiple Sudden Edicts. I am ready. There's Scalding Tarn. I'm going to brainstorm, see if I can shuffle away some of these redundant things. Well, like all these lands. Plague Engineer going in. Engineer's already on human. Do I want the next one on Spirit or Elemental? Probably Elemental. Because that also gets Solitude. That's Flicker Wisp and Solitude covered. Well, Solitude still does stuff, but Flicker Wisp covered. Spirit of the Labyrinth is the other creature type in the deck. And he's had enough. All right, we're 2-1 up. On to round number 4. I am back on the play for round 4 after the shocking injustices of last round. I think I have to mulligan this. Yeah, the games I'm losing are the ones where I don't have mana. I would rather have no spells than no lands, and that's kind of what's going on here. I'm going to keep this one and put probably bad lands on the bottom. So I have a basic swamp already. If I lead on Delta, that one I can fetch basic island, and then Tarn can get mountain somewhere down the line and just have all 3 of my basics ready. He kept 7 this game. Still no 1-drops. I'd love to see like a Baleful Strix or Expressive Iteration, like something to get me out of this. Definitely wasn't looking for the other Underground Sea. But still, I'd rather be in this position than have a handful of spells and hoping for a land. At some point, it's not funny anymore. But he didn't have a 2-drop either. Wow, fascinating. Wonder what's in his hand. A Cathar Commando. We're just getting risky. I could have just jammed Days Undoing there. Just fresh 7s, let's go. Now that my mana's set up. That's something that I hadn't considered that I probably should have. Schadenport, bummer. Alright. Is he going to start making me pop my fetches or just go after the swamp? Ooh, I drew Sudden Edict. That's nice. That can at least do something. And something is what I shall do with it. Don't love... I mean, it's all fine. It's about to say I don't love using that on such a shitty creature, but Blade of the Sixth Pride on this board is pretty significant. Just taking 3-point chunks. It's functionally Delver. I might Days Undoing after this. Like, if he's rolled up on 6 cards over there, plus a powerful one like Stoneforge Mystic that he just tutored for, this might be just a down and dirty Days Undoing situation. Oh, Snapcaster. What do you do for me? Nothing? Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. I'm going to get Basic Island, Basic Mountain, Blade Polluted Delta, Basic Island, Basic Mountain, Blade Polluted Delta, and we're just going to have a down and dirty Days Undoing. This takes my 3-card hand into a 7-card hand and his 6-card hand, including a card he just tutored for, into a random 7. I have to imagine this is good, better for me than it is for him. At least I hope. That's how I justify it. Therefore, it must be true. It's nice having 2 Undoings in the deck. Most of the lists I've played lately only have 1. And just the ability to spew 1 off for value early and then still have a combo kill in the deck, really nice. Porting my Underground Sea. I can K-command here. I mean, clearing out Aether Vial, you could do a lot worse. Yeah, I'm doing that. For an artifact, kill this. Black, red. I'm leaving blue up because I'd like to Narset on this empty board. That appeals to me. If they have their Cathar Commando again, you got me. I can fetch the other basic swamp. I have the basic island in hand. We're just getting set up here. Narset. And I think I want Brainstorm or another Narset. Probably Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm in for that. Because I can kill a Spirit of the Lab. Oh, you do have the Cathar Commando. You meanie. Alright, Narset's gone. I'm not spending 2 cards on Cathar Commando. I refuse. If Cathar Commando ambushes the Narset, and then he also has Spirit of the Lab, and Commando cushions Edict to keep me from killing Spirit, that's actually kind of a beating. And he saw me put Brainstorm in hand, so he knows that Spirit is good here. Yep. Now I have a decision to make. Do I try to draw one of my many removal spells? Or do I force pitching the Brainstorm? I think I try to draw a removal spell here. Vial can get swept up in the Consume, but Commando can also destroy Consume. That's pretty serious. Alright, that's exciting. Yeah, if I just jam Consume, clear the Aether Vial, we can then see if he wants to just like come at me for 6 multiple times, or like if he uses the Commando to destroy Consume, then it unlocks my Edict to kill Spirit, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm just like at 1. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have fucked around with this. Fruiter of the Guard. Well, Sudden Edict's not getting any better now, that's for sure. Edict you in response to that. Yeah, maybe should have taken the second Narset off the first one. And it's still like Fatal Push, and I'm back in this. 100% back in. Come on, Fatal Push. Lightning Bolt. Port's fine, and Underground Sea is the winner. I'm taking 4 here, and then I can hardcast Force. I go to 3. Consume flips into a creature next turn that can trade with Spirit of the Lab. I have at least one more draw step here. Stoneforge Mystic. Well, I can't really beat any of these cards, so I will counter the one that produces Cauldra at least. Like Flicker Wisp targeting Recruiter here also just loads up forever. Oh, we had 2. Never mind. There's Cauldra. Still in the market for a removal spell. Narset? Alright, there's a chance. Saying there's a chance. 1, 2, 3. Here's Narset. Dig for me, baby. Thoughtseize. That's so fucking funny. It does clear the Cauldra, but it puts me to 1 and I'm dead on board. I'm gonna take the Fatal Push, and this is so tricky. I think I have to go after the Spirit and then try to brainstorm into an answer to Stoneforge, because if I just hit the Stoneforge, I'm dead to Spirit. All right, brainstorm. Deck full of removal. Let's find some of it. All right, going for porting my fetch land in response. That's smart. Get a Volcanic Island, maximum colors available. Removal. All right, Lightning Bolt and Ponder. Glad to see those. Put back Underground Sea and Consume. And still ended up with a fetch land. So I am at 1. I'm going to Lightning Bolt, Stoneforge Mystic. And I'm dead to Flicker Wisp if I fetch and don't find a removal spell. Yeah, I'm just going to have to wait. I know Flicker Wisp is in that hand, and it can clear my blocker for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit. If he's got a land, he could just jam Cauldra. Okay. This is not Cauldra. It is Flicker Wisp. Flickering my blocker. I go to 1. My fetch land is off. I'm going to attack me to 1 or put Narset to dies if I use her. Alright, putting me to 1 is the line. That lets me use Narset though. Oh no, unless you have Skyclave Apparition. Fucking tight. So good. Alright. I'm drawing Consume, and I have Ponder to try to answer 3 creatures. That Consume comes back, immediately goes to Chapter 2, so Snapcaster's not an out anymore. Alright, Ponder. Need you to save me. Ponder into Expressive Iteration, but the 2 cards under it are both lands. The 3rd card's going to have to be a heater. Alright, don't shuffle the library. Iteration. Okay. Bloodstain Mire in my hand, Blue to Delta on the bottom, exile Underground Sea, play Underground Sea, and we're dead. Where did I mess that up? I think it was not forcing Spirit of the Labyrinth. I think that was a calculated choice of how many removal spells are in my deck. I have Narset, Expressive Iteration that can dig without removal spells. Any removal spell unlocks my hand in my Brainstorm. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'd make that same decision again. It just didn't pan out that time. Here are the cards that we've been doing. Sorin is in the maybe. I tried him on the play last game, didn't draw it, didn't come up. I'm not gonna Sorin on the draw. I'm certain about that. Yeah, I think I like this. I want to win at least 1 game with Sorin in this set. Gotta go. Straight to Sorin Town. This is a good one. I'm gonna keep it. I can deploy Strixes on basic lands until turn 3. Then I can start making other decisions. And I'd rather... trying to think of if it matters which fetch land I lead on. I don't think it does. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I can get blue and black. Okay, it matters because now I can't fetch my basic island, or my basic mountain. Yeah, maybe I should have thought of that before jamming Vista. I was just like, oh, Vista, I can save Delta for later, because Vista is generally a worse card than Delta is. But in this spot, specifically, Vista gets my mountain when Delta doesn't. Noted. Lesson learned. Spirit. Okay. I can shoot that with Lightning Bolt and then play another Strix. All good stuff. I don't even mind getting Wastelanded here because I have enough lands and I'm ahead on board. If he wants to spend a turn and a land drop wasting me, I'm not even mad about it. It's weird that he didn't have Urza Saga and Thalia on turn 2. I wonder who he switched out with between rounds. Who's playing over there? Oh, there's Thalia. All right, we were just a turn behind. Ooh, the first appearance of Sudden Edict versus Caracas. We haven't seen this one yet. Not sure if I even want to do it or if I just want to jam Narset. I'm going to jam Narset. And I think I want to get another volcanic island. Already exposed to Wasteland. Let's just go in on Narset here. Start building up card advantage. Threatening combos. There's Fatal Push. At least I hit something. Narset doesn't brick often, but wow, it feels bad when she does. Going to offer up a Baleful Strix as tribute here. There's the first Wasteland of the game. Disappointing. I am out of lands now. Land? Boarding my black. Alright. It's time to Edict. Get this board clear. Oh, you thought it was Fatal Push. Sorry to disappoint you. Suddenly. Edict. Land. Lightning Bolt, okay. Alright, he knows I'm out of lands now. Ooh, this is a lot of good cards. I'm going to take the Brainstorm, because that one's an instant, and my opponent has me under Rashadenport. Pretty sure the only haste creature in the deck costs 7, and the only flash creature in the deck costs 2, so that was a safe attack there. Oh good, doesn't have another Wasteland. Not yet anyway. Alright, taking me off black, makes sense. Oh good. Sweet relief. I'm just going to pass the turn. No need to get fancy here. I'm hitting land drops, advancing my situation. Brainstorm in the end step. I'm looking for Days Undoing at this point. Let's make it happen. All right, we got one. Put back Consume and backup Narset. Does it even matter? Unclear. I am going to fetch the basic mountain right now while the getting's good. I could also just go upstairs with Lightning Bolt, because it's about to get shuffled in anyway. Are we solituding? Okay, that's fine. Alright, I'm not going upstairs with Lightning Bolt. I'm going at Solitude with Lightning Bolt. Take that out. Play my land for the turn, and then we're gonna undo the day. Can I add to the board before then? Nope, not really. This takes his 3-card hand down to a 1-card hand, but I think it's still good. Anything he was planning is now... Like, I think nuking the plan is more important than the raw card advantage. Like, whatever he was sculpting that game up to be in the top end of the hand is just gone now. And he agrees. We're moving straight to game 3. I'm switching Sorin back out for Sudden Edict. Just don't want to get run over on the draw. And right back in. For the record, I think Sorin is wrong, probably. But I would like to see it in play before I make a final decision about it. Oof. Okay. I can get Basic Island and can cast Brainstorm with that. I'm on the draw. I'm keeping this. I've been mana screwed before, but I gotta trust the numbers. Like, this hand is just so good if I find a black source, and I have draw step, Brainstorm. I get to see 5 cards. Alright, we're already in. Cool. Alright, glad I kept it. There's Thalia. I think I do want to Brainstorm in response here. I lose the ability to shuffle the Brainstorm, but I'll take the temporary supercharge now. Yeah. Just looking for basics to play this game on. I'm going to put back Underground Sea and Polluted Delta, because I'm going to draw Delta, and that gets black, and I can chill on Volcanic Island as a red source. And I can take 2 damage once from Thalia. If he casts another spell, then Plague Engineer can mop up. If he passes the turn holding up Rashadenport, I'll just push in the end step. Great Saga. Yeah, looks like we are... Oh, alright, never mind. We're in the money. That's what I wanted. Does get to search for something. Probably Stoneforge Mystic, I would guess. Yep. I'm starting to figure out how D&T works. I'm a D&T player. Been studying the master from across the table here. Get Basic Swamp. Plague Engineer is going to line up like a boss, and then this wall of black removal is good for the Stoneforge. Human. Splat. I have Consume for the Saga. I have Edict or Push for the Stoneforge. I do need a land, though. Or no, because if you're going to use Saga, you can't port. It is in either or. It's not a Bofa situation. And I am going to attack. This is a clean one. Cathar Commando is a human. There's no ambush that can happen here. If he Iganjos it, then he doesn't get to Saga. Saga is just a 1/1. That was a clean one. I have the Consume ready to clean all this mess up. I can take 3. Up in for 3 damage. It's all good. Ooh. I guess no, I'm gonna save the dress down for later. Because clearing out the Aether Vial here is a big game. And then the dress down can hit that Stoneforge Mystic on the way down. Though I don't think I actually want to hit Stoneforge Mystic on the way down. I think I want to save this for like Solitude or Yorion or something, because I have infinite removal for Stoneforge. Oh, we're just passing. Umezawa's Jitte go. No land. It's getting reckless here. And I'm going to play Plague Engineer. And I'm going to name Spirit. I'm more worried about Spirit of the Lab than I am about Flicker Wisp, though I'm currently not super worried about either of them, if I'm being honest. Passing the turn. Interesting. This is Iganjo. If I cast Baleful Strix, it's my only black source, but I think that's okay. I found a black source. Always had it. And I'm going to attack with just one of the Plague Engineers. No, because if you Iganjo me, you don't port me. I don't think I care about port, but... Alright, Swords of Plowshares. I'm glad I didn't hold back specifically for Iganjo. This plow was going to get me anyway. And he went after the one on human, so there's probably a Thalia over there, or some recruiters. Okay. Yep, plows lining up well across the board here. Finding targets. I'm just going to kill the Stoneforge. I'm not going to spend my dress down on this, because it's entirely possible there's already equipment in hand. That was a nice one to drop in my lap. Now I can deal 2 to Stoneforge and destroy Aether Vial. Destroy Vial, 2 to Stoneforge. Lion Sash in hand. It's hard to tell if that's a hedge or if he already has Cauldra. I don't think you really get to hedge. I think you just need to pretend all your spells are going to work and hope that they do. A wall of creature interaction here. It's on a 3-turn clock. Cyclave Apparition. This one is worth dressing down, I think. Or is it? Oh, this is a spirit. Yeah, this is worth dressing down, because it will be smaller than my ground creature, and it can't block the flying creature. Currently a 2/2 because dress down is starting off Plague Engineer, but now it's a 1/1. And I'll take that cantrip as well. Lightning Bolt. I probably shouldn't have played that mountain. I was just thinking about next turn already, and if I ever draw Brainstorm, I'm going to wish this mountain was not in play. Right. Apparition is dead. That was a weird chump block with Jitte in play. Did he forget that it's a spirit? Or... okay, yeah. He just confirmed. Yep, confirmed that he forgot it was a spirit. Yeah, that creature being in play to hold Jitte is probably the better line. Obviously, nobody plays perfect. It's all good. And the Jitte wasn't connecting anyway. Not even close. Lion Sash is in. This can become a 2/2. This is what? An equipment cat? It's a cat. All right. I'm going to Fatal Push it. Because Edict just gets anything. Push has limits. Edict does not. Bolt can actually end this game a turn sooner than it would otherwise be ending. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine how we can lose this game, and it's eluding me. Like, there's no Cataclysm in his list. Oh, Iganjo was over there the whole time. Okay. I'll untap your port with this. Yep. And I'm just going to Edict on the way through here. Guess if it's like Swords to Plowshares to stay alive, and then Resolve Solitude, and then I just brick off forever. The Tarak himself. And you need Solitude right now to not be dead. And even then you're dead next turn. Alright, Solitude pitching Spirit of the Lab. So this Engineer was doing work the whole time. Okay, you go to 4, effectively at 1. And I am just going to drop my pro white creature, even if I can't get the Hymn to Tarok action off it. All right, 2 lethal threats in play, as far as you know. One of them has protection from your deck. Thalia, okay. That's not enough. Yeah, just not quite dead on board. I can attack him to 1. All right, he'll probably concede to this bolt. I'll just not going to slow roll here. 3 and 1. All right. Positive record locked. Let's go see if we can go into bonus money. And I'm on the play for the 5th round as well. 4 out of 5 die rolls. Not bad. For those of you who don't follow my channel all the time, my last 2 $500 challenges, I went 1 and 9 across the 10 matches. I got 100 of the $1,000 available, so I'll take these die rolls and not feel bad about it. On the path to redemption. And so is David. He's got one more chance to even up the set. It can't be even because it's an odd number. You know what I mean. But make it close. Make a run out of it. My hand, anyway, has a bunch of lands and spells in it. I'm in. Schadenport, we got Thalia. I'm going to brainstorm in response. I got tons of answers to her, but let's brainstorm while it's still cheap. It's a lot of sudden edicts. I'm gonna get rid of Force of Will and one of the sudden edicts. That's just too much of that shit. And I'll get my basic mountain while I can. I guess this one also gets basic mountain. No line to basic swamp here. So Underground Sea's got to go in. And I'm gonna use push to try to keep the board clear for edicts. Edict can get bigger things. Stoneforge Mystic, yeah. Edict can get Cauldra, notably. Yeah, straight to Cauldra every time. That's what I was talking about last game, where when he got the Lion Sash, that I just don't think it's a hedge. I think he already had Cauldra in hand. This is my last black source available to me right now. Underground Sea or Badlands. I think I want the Sea. Yeah, I'll take Sea. Edict you. If he's got another Wasteland, we might be here for a while. All right. Disgusting. Please don't have another Stoneforge also. Okay, good. Took the turn off on wasting me and beating up my mana. I'm going to get to stick Jace here. Getting another Stoneforge. Yeah, I'm going in on Jace. Right now, while the coast is clear, Jace the Mind Sculptor. And I'm going to start brainstorming. If I can back this up with Force of Will, I'll feel good about it. Okay, good. Found my basic swamp as well. It's starting to come together. I'm going to put Consume and Edict on top. Next turn, I can Lightning Bolt, Stoneforge Mystic, and Consume, and Edict the other thing. Or I could just ignore the other thing. That's also reasonable. I can Force of Will a Skyclave Apparition, which he clearly doesn't have or is not able to cast because he is putting 1 damage on Jace, which always feels so miserable and anemic. Stoneforge Mystic is cool. I have outs to that one. Deploying Shadow Spear. This is smart. Yeah, he's just pushing, making sure he has 2 damage next turn, even through a single removal spell, to finish clearing the Jace. Unfortunately, my deck only has removal spells in it. Ooh, alright. It might be time to yo. If I put back Consume and Swamp, put back Consume and Swamp here, then I can EI off of the non-basics. Or I could just do it off the basics and respond to Wasteland. It's not that different. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to leave my mana good. He's missed land drops. I don't think he can afford to waste me here. Ooh, alright. I think I want Edict in my hand. Consume on the bottom. Exile Swamp. Play Swamp. Bolt Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, this Jace. Jace is a card that David identified in our pre-match conversation that is just the type of thing that gives D&T fits. Right, found the white source. Do we have Apparition? We have Thalia. Okay, I'm going to Edict in response to that. Clear out the little guy before it becomes a big guy. Ooh, not equipping Shadow Spear. Either gonna Wasteland me or has Cathar Commando. Alright, I'm gonna have to brainstorm with Jace. Just keep this going. Keep this train running. I'm gonna put back one of the Force of Wills and the Brainstorm, I guess. I would like to hit a land drop here, but I'm also fine just holding up infinite removal. Yep, Cathar Commando confirmed. All my spells are instants, though. We're good here. Lightning Bolt, Thalia, then Fatal Push, Cathar. Again, saving the Sudden Edict, because that can get Cauldra or larger things. We can get Mother. I'd rather not waste a real removal spell on Mother when Consume is in my deck somewhere. Yeah, that port is fine. Not going to fight over it. Brainstorm with Jace. There's a land. I'm excited about that. I don't need 3 Force of Wills. Probably don't even need 2 Force of Wills. There's a good chance I don't need 1 Force of Will. Serious. I can Narset, clear that Brainstorm, and I'm holding up Sudden Edict for next turn. Force, backup Narset. Yep, backup Narset it is. This is the most like filthy blue game that we've had across the whole set so far. Just a turn 4 Jace completely unchecked. I can't fault him for trying to advance his board state, but that turn where he could have wasted and ported me, and we just settled in, and I stuck Jace instead. That was the entire hinge of this game. All right, I'm going to float blue. Like, this plan doesn't really work because, like, he needed to port me in his upkeep for this plan to work. Because now if he wants to equip Shadow Spear, I still get my mana available. Yeah, that was like a little timing issue. I guess that lets him play around like Fatal Push style removal, just not the Edict. All right, yeah. That does work some amount of the time. Happy to see this land. Activate Narset. I'm ready to jam a Days Undoing. Ooh, Thoughtseize can strip the Cauldra, but I don't even care about the Cauldra. I want to execute my own plan right now more than I want to stop his, because Days Undoing will take the Cauldra anyway. There it is. All right. Put back. Ponder and also ponder. Play the land. I think I want to replace the Narset with a new one, who I'm not going to activate. She's just going to sit and play while I undo the day. Wow, that feels so good every time I do it. And he's had enough. Doesn't like the card he found versus my 7 cards in hand. I've played a bunch of decks with 1 Days Undoing in them, including Grixis, other builds of it, and having 2 has just felt so good. I also played Jeskai with 3, and that feels like too many. I feel like 2 is a good number. I actually really like this list. Obviously, I'm beating up on Death and Taxes over and over again here, and I'm not exactly like, wielding this against the field. But this deck has felt really good in the set. On the draw in game 2, we've got Ponder, Lightning Bolt, basic lands to cast him. Not going to complain. An early appearance of Tarak. He's shown up in like the mid to late game a couple times, so an opponent's already basically hellbent. First 1-drop. Literally first 1-drop of the entire set. I have the Bolt for it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to Bolt her because like this Consume is in my hand. Like, am I supposed to just play for the hyper long game? Is that even like a reasonable thing to do at all? If that turns off the Brainstorm and Ponder, that's really good, but Expressive Iteration is cracked. If he follows up with Thalia here, I'm actually in a lot of trouble. If he doesn't, I might be okay. Stoneforge Mystic. All right, that might be worse than Thalia. So if I find 1 mana removal and land in the top 4 cards of my deck, we're good. But if I don't, I got to figure out Cauldra. Oh, Lion Sash. That, like I said in the past, I think that means Caldra's already in hand. Baleful Strix. I would have been excited about that. I guess, no, I wouldn't. I'm lying. Card sucks. With Spirit of the Labyrinth in play. Oh, bummer. All right, this one might be over. I have another iteration in my hand. Ponder on the bottom, exile Volcanic Island. If my suspicions that he only gets Lion Sash when Caldra's already in hand are true, I think we're losing this one. Oh, even the Wasteland. Yep, just slamming it right in. Yep. Theory holds. There is not a black mana nor a Edict in sight. Never casting Jace. The Wasteland's over there. Yeah, this one's done. Oh, didn't use the Wasteland, though. Probably knows he doesn't need to. Like, basically just has it turn 5 Goldfish. Iteration. There's Fatal Push, Scalding Tarn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, super dead. Yep, no way out of this one. Yeah, that was the first one drop of the set, and the first time he really just ran me over in the set. Spirit of the Labyrinth just collapsing this handful of cantrips. And I'm not going to mess around with Sorin. I don't believe that to be the right way to actually approach the matchup. And right now, with $100 on the line in match 5, game 3, I'm not goofing around. It's not time to experiment. It's time to do what we know works. Okay, lands and cantrips. I was betrayed by lands and cantrips last time, but now I'm on the play. I have more time to turn my cantrips into spells before they get locked out. I don't want any of this. It's too early for Snapcaster Mage. I got plenty of lands. There's a Consume. Happy to see that. Oh, all right. Finally figured out 1-drops. 5 matches in. I think this is a brainstorm situation. I can decide if I want this Narset. All right, yeah. Volcanic Island and Narset number 2 are a little much right now. And do I want to ponder right now and expose myself to Wasteland? Do I want to play on basics? I think I want to get Volcanic Island and cast Ponder. Though the Aether Vial does make specifically that a little risky, but I'm going for it. Oh, there's Turok. I don't think this spread of cards is good. Yeah, I just want like a Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push. Right, what's the follow-up? Oh, wow. We kept a 1-lander with Vial. Sorry. Dang. I was really worried about what was going to come in on turn 2 there. Like, Spirit of the Lab and Thalia are both really tough on my plan, but you'll nothing, lose your Aether Vial. Oh, this is a tough way to end the set. I'm always excited to make money, but, oh, okay. Yeah, he kept a strong one on spec here. There was a Spirit in the hand, just didn't hit the second land. Tough. All right. I'm going to Iteration and start pulling ahead here. Edict in my hand. Edict on the bottom. Exile Delta. Delta, Basic Island, cast Strix. And here we go. Going to be hard to lose this one. Okay, found a land. Let's make something out of this. I hope he wins, honestly. Just whatever it would take to wiggle your way out of this situation, I want to see it happen. I'm rooting for him. Genuinely. Okay, I'm going to Bolt Thalia and cast Narset. Just get her down, start threatening the combo. Fatal Push Lightning Bolt. I think I'd rather have Lightning Bolt. Yeah, Lightning Bolt can go face, and nothing that you can deploy on 2 or 3 mana is too big to bolt. I get my draw step, the 4 Narset cards, and 2 Brainstorms next turn worth of cards to find Days Undoing. That's like 8 linear cards, and then if I shuffle if I Brainstorm again, it's a 9th card. If I get a shuffle in between, it adds the other cards back into the pool, but it's 3 fresh cards. Okay, just running lands now. Good, good, good. Make a game out of this. Another Narset. Activate this Narset. Expressive Iteration. Okay. Never going to complain about having that card available. Red, blue, Iteration. I'm doing all this now before he can port me. Oh, there's Days Undoing. Days Undoing in hand. Underground Sea on the bottom. Exile Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Get my attacks in. I'm actually just going to attack. Oh no, I have extra mana. All right. I was going to say I'm going to play around Cathar Commando, but I don't have to. I have Lightning Bolt. Yep, take your 1. And let's load up the cannon here. Tapping my Bloodstained Mire in response. I'll fetch Badlands. You might as well, right? I'm going to leave up the 1 mana in case I draw removal rather than just fire the Cheeky Bolt and tap out. Though, maybe the Cheeky Bolt was correct. Get to cast my 3rd Expressive Iteration of the game. Or I can play Jace. I can do both. Yeah, I'm going to iterate expressively. Got another one. I put Expressive Iteration in my hand. Sudden Edict on the bottom. Exile Baleful Strix. Play Baleful Strix. I still have my land drop for the turn. I could iterate again. But then I'd have so many cards in my hand that nobody can even count that high. It's impossible. I guess I wouldn't necessarily. It's the same number of cards. Yeah, all right. Blue-red. Fourth expressive iteration of the match. Or of the game. All right, put Bolt in my hand. Consume on the bottom. Exile Underground Sea. That's my land for the turn. Oh, yeah. Still 9 cards in my hand. It's like it's not even card advantage. What a waste. Okay. I probably... Maybe I'm supposed to exile Bolt and play a red land. Then I have to discard fewer cards. All right, discard Island. I'm just going to discard the 2 lands. I think I'm good on lands right now. Just keep all the spells. He is making a fight out of this Destroy your Aether Vial, do nothing for 2 turns, and then Days Undoing game. This has been just relentless, and he's hanging in there like a champ. No block from Baleful Strix. He knows what's coming. There's that only means one thing, and it's that Hidetsugu is hungry. I'm just going to pile it on. All my most horrible, unbeatable cards. Yep, okay. The Jace was finally enough. 4-1. Let's debrief this. That was kind of a steamroll. The one match that I lost was the one where one of the games my mana completely collapsed under me, and the other was the one where I Days Undoing him right back into Cauldron Complete. And every other game, I think, was barely close. I think that last one, he told me there was a brief gap in real life between us finishing that and me recording this debrief now. He said he kept Aether Vial, Timeless Dragon, and a couple of potent 2-drops, like we saw the Spirit of the Labyrinth, and just didn't get there. And I don't play Death and Taxes. I'm not going to judge him for that. I'm sure he knows the spread of land counts and what risks you can take. And like, honestly, that Vial, if it got to 2, probably would have done plenty, but it did not. So things happen. But as far as outside of those specific cases, the mono removal strat and then the reliable Days Undoing, I think that's the real secret sauce here. The fact that there's 4 Narset and 2 Undoings against a deck that isn't great at countering or pressuring Narset, just I think he would have been able to grind back in games where he was able to sculpt a long-term game plan and cast spells and keep cards in his hand. But this list just didn't let him do that. Another thing we talked about in our brief intermission, he and I, is that it was what I started to identify around like round 3 of our match, where Urza's Saga just sucked. He said he didn't think it would be like an all-star, but he thought it would be good sometimes. But by the end of the 5th round, he felt like it was a straight-up liability every single time he drew it. And I have to agree. Between the Dress Down and 2 Consumes main, plus the additional Consume in the board, and I'm a 60-card deck full of cantrips. He's an 80-card deck with no card selection. Like, I'm going to have the answers more often than he's going to have the question. And just the dream of just ranching with constructs just did not happen. Every time, like I said it as the match was evolving to, where every time he played an early Saga, I was just like, oh good, he's not going to cast spells for 2 turns because the mana is going to be tied up in this thing that I don't care about. I'd be much more worried if he was just like jamming Stoneforge Mystics and Thalias and stuff. He confirmed that he also identified that play pattern, just didn't have anything better to do with the mana on any of those turns, which is unfortunate. Comes with the territory of playing a white deck, mono white. You don't always get a ton of selection in what you have available. If your opening hand gives you a Saga game plan, you kind of have to execute on it. And the games, because of Days Undoing, really, the games didn't go long enough for Yorion to become relevant. And there's just so much removal that Yorion wouldn't have really flickered anything. I don't think Yorion came into play or was put on the stack even once in our set. Like, I can't remember it. There was the one game he won, the match that he won, he flickered Cauldron with a Flicker Wisp to put lethal on board. I know he put Yorion in hand a couple times. I don't believe it ever arrived. Between Kolaghan's Command and Hidetsugu Consumes All, Aether Vial just never got close to 5. It might have been on 3 once, but it also might not have been on 3 even once. I might have just swept him up on 0, 1, and 2 all the time, incidentally losing your Aether Vial to Hidetsugu Consumes All when it's already interested in beating up constructs and Mother Runes and stuff is pretty brutal. Expressive Iteration was a fucking all-star, which shouldn't come as a surprise, but I've been kind of reluctant to put it in decks with heavy mana curves. Like, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3-drops and a 4-drop in this deck, and Snapcaster Mage is functionally a 3-drop or more. So that's like 10 cards that cost 3 or more to do anything with, but the land count and just pick your spots, except that it's like a turn 4 or 5 play, not a turn 3 play most of the time in this deck. Like, you're not playing Delver, but you are playing a deck that likes to see more cards. I feel like that number was correct too. I wouldn't want less, I wouldn't want more. 21 lands felt great. Everything about this felt really good. Obviously, it's just one matchup over and over again. This is not running the gauntlet against the field. This is not even really league testing. But knowing that your Death and Taxes matchup is good is really important, because that's a big part of the metagame. It's a popular deck online and in paper. It's even more popular in paper because there's no reserve list cards in it. A lot of people gravitate to Death and Taxes when they move into Legacy. And I think we can safely check the Death and Taxes as a positive matchup box after what we saw there. I'm impressed. I thought we were going to split him 3-2 or 2-3 one way or the other. He only managed to take 1 off me, and there was some, not making excuses, just describing accurately that there was some weird variance involved there. I don't know what the odds are of hitting your Cauldron immediately when you're drawing live from 70 cards. I guess it would be 1 in 10, wouldn't it? Because you draw 7 cards out of a 70 card library. Yeah, like 10%. Someone's going to destroy me. Someone who actually knows how to do math is going to obliterate me in the comments for saying that, but it sounds right to me. So they hit their 1 in 10 to keep the pressure up with the Cauldron in that one game. But that's why you play it out. Stoneforge Mystic is the scariest card in that deck. I would put Spirit of the Labyrinth second, and every other card is just like a creature you should kill, or you can kill, or you can ignore, whatever. Saga was a non-factor. Yorion was a non-factor. It really came down to, can he get a Stoneforge Mystic to stick and put Cauldron into play? And he won the games where he did that, and lost the games where he didn't. And I think I did a good job, if I may say, identifying that the fair and square Days Undoing, just to maybe take Cauldron out of the hand, is a good play. Like the no Narset, just your hand's better than mine right now, let's get new ones. That came up a lot, and it was good most of the time. I don't think I have much more to say about this. You all saw it play out. It was pretty lopsided. David agrees. We were both surprised how lopsided it felt. I thought it would be a lot closer. I thought the games would be closer individually, and I thought the set would be a 3-2 one way or the other. But it was not even close to that. If Death and Taxes is plaguing your local metagame, I hereby officially endorse this particular style of Grixis control. Thank you all for watching this. It was a lot of fun. David, thank you for being my opponent. Spunky, thank you for sponsoring it. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, the merch, all those things. And I will see you for the next video.